Changing a spare tire on the side of the highway sucks, but changing it without a good light sucks even worse. Hey, it's Greg here, and I did have a flat tire. Had to change tires on the side of the interstate at night just a few weeks ago. Thankfully it wasn't raining, but all I had was my cell phone light, and I had a little tiny light that was in the glove box. Well, both of those were inadequate because I had to have both hands free to actually use it. So I tried to prop them up on the ground, and that just doesn't work. So picked up this Sofirn HS22 headband flashlight. Now you don't have to use it on the headband, it comes off, but that's what I got it for. It's because of the headband, and as you can see, this thing puts out some light. Yeah, my wife was actually doing the filming, and she's like, don't look at the oncoming traffic. She thought I was gonna blind them. It's that bright. All right, so this is a cool little light. So there's your box. 2,500 maximum output lumens. That is on turbo mode when you first turn it on, and it will last for maybe a couple minutes. It does take USB Type-C charging, comes with a cable, and it is waterproof. So if it was raining, it's waterproof. And it has 5 light brightness settings, and it lists the lumens and stuff on here and how long each one will last. So in testing, I turned mine on turbo, which does both the spotlight and the floodlight at full capacity, and I let it run, and it ran for a couple hours. Now it did dim there at the end, and if you look at the numbers, that's about what it claims. About 2 hours on the being bright, and then it'll dim to 135 lumens for the last, well, it says 27 minutes. I didn't test that part. And then it took 3-4 hours to charge, something like that. And here's the instruction manual it comes with, and it's actually pretty good. And it's got 5 brightness settings. It has the spotlight, has the floodlight, and the floodlight, you can actually change the warmth of the light. So the shade, you know how LEDs, they have the light temperature. So you can go from warm to a cold light temperature. So it, you know, depending on what your needs are. So you can actually read with it, just set it to the right settings. You can read a book easy, and it's just there on your head, pointed right where you want it, and you can turn it, and you hear that? Yeah, it'll hold where you put it. So I'm really happy with that. Pull that off. Something else that's really cool on this one. And I will tell you, when you get it, make sure you pull the battery out and remove the paper. It's got a little piece of cardboard to keep it from discharging the battery while it's not being used. So it uses just a standard 4K milliamp hour battery. Yeah, you can buy new ones, replacements. It's just common. So you can have multiple batteries if you need to do it longer, and one will last. Yes. So none of this proprietary stuff that you can't just easily replace. Make sure when you put the battery back in, you put the cap on, make sure you screw it all the way in, because it's got a rubber O-ring. That's what makes it waterproof on this end, and make sure that's all the way tight, or yeah, it's not gonna work. All right, so I've been using this for a few weeks, legit. And if you saw my last video on the Mazda coolant leak, you know I was wearing it when I was doing the maintenance on that CX-9. And I gotta tell you, I do really like it. I do recommend it. There is a link in the description. And I hope this was helpful. If so, please like, subscribe, comment, or leave a tip on my coffee page. And God bless.